Governor of Michigan wants to kill what's called Enbridge Line 5 pipeline. This is a 68-year-old pipeline, runs from Western Canada to Eastern Canada, but links to the United States in places like Wisconsin and Michigan, especially in a sensitive area called the Straits of Mackinac. Now, the Michigan governor, Gretchen Whitmer, has vowed to shut down the pipeline over fears that it poses a severe threat to the Great Lakes in that region. Now the Liberals are saying, no, we're going to fight hard for Line 5. What can they actually do? And does a new environmentally minded Biden president spell doom for this pipeline and maybe even another one? Let's find out. Joining me now is the Enbridge Vice President for Liquids Pipeline, Vern, who testified today at committee. Great to have you on the program, Mr. Yu. For our viewers who are just trying to figure this out, the Michigan governor says she's going to shut down the Enbridge Line 5. How will Enbridge respond to the fact she's going to pull the permit and shut it down?
Well, the governor made an application to state court to have the court affirm her order to shut the pipeline down. We don't believe she has legal grounds to do that, so we're taking her to U.S. federal court, and we have no intention of shutting the pipeline down until we're told to do so by a court. So ultimately, several courts will have to look at this. And we believe the governor's overstepped her reach, as the regulation of pipelines and the safety of pipelines is a U.S. federal jurisdictional issue. And our U.S. pipeline safety regulator has reaffirmed the safety of Line 5 numerous times, and as recently as last summer. They
say, her point on a couple of things is, this is a pipeline that has begun in the 50s. They argue that it, in fact, has not been upgraded to be safe. Only now is there a 10-year program to do it. They point out a stretch of the pipeline was dented badly in 2018 by an anchor. They also say there's been 29 spills in the past 50 years, so more than one every 2 years. Does she have a point about the environmental risk in a critical place like the Straits of Mackinac?
So the pipeline under the Straits has never had an incident since it's been in operation since 1953. In fact, it's the most monitored and regulated pipeline in North America, where we're there regularly looking at it, along with our safety regulators who confirm the work that we've done. Line 5 has had a few small incidents on pumping stations where we have spilled a little bit of crude, but that's always been within our facilities and has never breached any environmental issues. So that's not actually true.
Okay, so again, environmental reports like Sierra Club, you've actually had a total of 1.1 million gallons of toxic oil in the environment, and your company was fined $6.7 million by the federal government because you didn't evaluate the damage to the pipeline. So who's telling the truth here?
Well, I think environmentalists and people who oppose energy infrastructure will point to things that may or may not be relevant to the operation of the Strait Crossing. The fact is, the Strait Crossing has never had an incident. It's been reviewed by PHMSA, the U.S. pipeline safety regulator, numerous times. The state of Michigan has hired third-party consultants to review the safety of that Strait Crossing as well. All of these people have confirmed the safety and reliability of the pipeline.
Right. Again, Governor Whitmer, what will your company's response be when Governor Whitmer says, look, you violated the terms of the easement, which allows you to cross that pipeline in the Straits of Mackinac, that even though you keep saying there has not been an incident, there have been some, including the anchor, and the monitoring didn't work. But the key thing is they say it's just too old. It's too dangerous now. The past is the past, but it's now well past its safety moment. What do you say to that?
So it's easy for people to say that a pipeline's not safe because it may be old. the fact is this is the most robust piece of pipeline infrastructure ever built in North America. The pipeline's walls are almost an inch thick when normal pipelines are a quarter to a third that diameter. There are two lines that spread across and the straits, and they're there for redundancy. The pipeline runs at a pressure of 150 pounds, which is similar to a bike tire. So the fact is, the U.S. federal regulators inspected it. The state's independent safety experts have certified that the pipeline has been safe. We've done that over and over. You can try to bend the facts, but unfortunately, all of the third parties involved that are really responsible for this have said that the pipeline is safe.
Okay, that Line 5 has become a huge political issue here in Canada, as you know, but now you've got Line 3 that is got today Jane Fonda is protesting Line 3, a different pipeline in Minnesota. They want to cancel Line 3 now. What's another Enbridge pipeline? What's the position on that?
Well, Line 3 was a pipeline that was built originally in the late 1960s. And that particular pipeline, we have had safety and reliability issues with that original pipeline. So in 2014, we made applications to regulators in Canada and the US to replace the entire line from Alberta to Superior, Wisconsin. We now have replaced the line in Canada, in North Dakota, and Wisconsin, and we recently got a regulatory approval from the state of Minnesota to go ahead and replace that pipeline. The state studied that for 6 years, and we produced the most detailed and exhaustive environmental review. The Minnesota Public Utility Commission gave us the authority to go ahead and do that, so we're doing that right now to increase the safety and reliability of that pipeline. I know many people want us to transition away from oil and gas immediately, and that's why environmentalists are there. But the reality of the situation is that it will take us many years to make that transition. And until then, we need to have safe, reliable, and modern infrastructure to deliver the critical energy that people need to live their lives until we make that energy transition.
All right. Well, look, Enbridge is in the sights. Line 5, Line 3, Indigenous groups in both of those areas, the Governor Whitmer in Michigan. You testified today. This is becoming the latest in this huge issue with the United States. I appreciate your time and your perspective today, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.